I outright don't even have anything to say about this. So, in case you were completely unaware, today on March 24th, 2026, Epic Games announced that they've laid off 1,000 people, including some big names, and they've also killed off Festival, Battle Stage, Ballistic, and Rocket Racing is next on the chopping block. As someone who is more or less stuck with Rocket Racing, albeit more or less like that uncle that you sometimes see at family gatherings, I'm pretty pissed because they do this after they completely destroy vbuck prices. And they're also continuing to pump out more collabs, like outright. I think that they are shooting themselves in the foot. And I kind of hate to see that coming from someone who has played Fortnite since, I want to say 2018, start 2019. It's depressing, really. Because I've sunk thousands of hours into this game. I've played Battle Royale, played Save the World. I played Rocket Racing a lot over the past 2 years. And truthfully, it's stupid. Like, I think that I could run everything way better to avoid shit like this, but we'll discuss that later. As you know, the layoffs, like 1,000 people now have had their livelihoods entirely uprooted, and they gotta find another job. They gotta look somewhere else, and it's a struggle considering how stupid the job market is. But then again, who am I to say anything? I'm just some idiot who plays video games on the internet. But alas, I think that there's so many things that could have been avoided. There are so many things that could have been done to avoid this. Like, for example, there's like a collab like at least once every week. If not every 2 weeks. And if not that, 2 collabs per week. Truthfully, I think that might be screwing things up because the licensing fees, they are going to take a pretty heavy hit. And if your game is starting to taper off like how Fortnite is, it's really a recipe for disaster. So personally, if I were to run this company, which, you know, who am I to know? As I said, I'm an idiot who plays racing games. I would put a hold on all the collabs. I would reinvest on the game because there are so many bugs that need to be fixed. Holy shit. There are probably some bugs that haven't been fixed since August. There are so many bugs within all these game modes. And if nobody likes these game modes, they just drop them. Like, personally, I would have gone in, had these bugs fixed, put a hold on the collabs, and I would have more or less prioritized the customer. Because, sure, the bottom line might hurt a little, but in the long term, more people will enjoy the game, and if the bottom line is growing, then yeah, throw in collabs. But not at like, collab every fucking week. It's, me personally, I think that the direction Fortnite is heading is pretty dire, and I see that I'm gonna have to crank out racing games now. If Fortnite, I don't see Fortnite lasting until 2030 at the rate that this game is currently heading. I honestly think that it might be time to jump ship, and truthfully, I think that I might not be spending a whole lot of money on this game. Like, the only money I'll probably spend is crew. And even then, it's kind of shit in itself. So, Save the World, I'm thankful that I got Founders. All I'm saying, that shit is gonna keep me alive financially when it comes to Fortnite. And there are people who are less fortunate and didn't get Founders when it was available back before mid-2020. So, in all honesty, Fortnite is not going in a good direction. So, realistically, I might phase out Fortnite content if this shit keeps up. The layoffs, it's causing these layoffs and these decisions that are being made are causing many people to sort of rethink, is Fortnite worth it? Because honestly, I'm starting to think about jumping ship. Many people are thinking about jumping ship. Unfortunately, 1,000 people lost their jobs, and for what exactly? And honestly, a lot of this community sentiment is the UEFN creators don't need to be paid all this much for what they believe to be a slop. And some maps, yeah, I completely understand. But that's besides the point. That's not the main topic. The point is, Epic Games made dumb decision, and then now they're more or less paying the price because they keep spamming collabs. Their money's kind of going into the shitter, and the V-Bucks prices, they got hit, and then the sales for V-Bucks are going to the shitter, so the money's going into the shitter, and then they gotta lay off 1,000 employees, which basically screw up their lives, made that go down the shitter. It's this whole thing, it's this domino effect, if you will, that is screwing everything up for everybody. And it's sad. It's the harsh reality we live in. And I think that everything is... It's downhill from here for Fortnite. I really want to see the game sort of have a resurgence, if you will. But the way that the leadership is going, I'm not a fan. So yeah, this is my take. It's very disorganized, but I don't care. I just wanted to share my take, share my distaste with everything. And yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. If you're able to support the employees that got laid off in any way possible, do it. Don't be supporting some idiot who's only covering this because it's affecting him a little bit. Like, oh, my content screwed up. Like, no. I'm the least of your problems. The 1,000 people who have had their lives completely uprooted, support them. So yeah, thank you for watching. I just wanted to give my take. Have a good one.